Hey everyone, welcome to Adam's channel. Today we'll be going over the figure 8 retrace. I'll teach you how to tie the figure 8 retrace, how to dress and set this knot, and how to tie into a climbing harness. Like always, please hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and leave some comments on what you would like to see in the future. Alright, let's get on with the video. The figure 8 retrace is an absolute must-know knot for all climbers and mountaineers alike. What I'll first teach you is how to tie an on-the-line figure 8. What you're going to want to do is grab your rope portion. Remember, you got the working end where I'm going to tie my knot and my loop, and then the running end going to the end loop. So first I want to grab, whether it's my dominant hand or my non-dominant hand, I'm going to make 2 twists. If I twist towards me like this, going over the rope, 1, 2, my working end is going to come from me out the hole. And when I cinch it down, you get this perfect figure 8 pattern. Another way to do this is simply let the rope bend over, go behind, and since I went behind, I'm going to go from the back and tighten it down. And that's an on-the-line figure 8. Next, I'll go over the retrace portion. Once you have the on-the-line figure 8 complete, you're going to want to start the retrace. This is my working end. From my working end, I'm just going to retrace the entire line out my running end. And I just want to stay parallel with the rope and do the exact same thing as it does through the knot. So I go parallel, it goes under, so I go under. I'm going to pull the rope tight so I have the appropriate loop length over here. Continue to follow it. It goes underneath right here. I'm going to pull that tight. Make sure I have enough tail. You can dress it now or later on. Now it goes underneath my loop. So I can just lift up the loop right there. Next, it's going up and down to the running end. And just pull it tight. Now right now it looks like there's some twists in it. So we're just going to flatten that out. That makes it a good knot. So from my loop or from my running end, I'm just going to pick a side. So I pick my loop side. It's nice and flat. There's something going on here. Flatten that out. Good. Still flat underneath and all the way out. Some people from this point tell you to grab your loop in the running end and just pull tight, and that completes the knot. But sometimes that'll disform your figure 8. You won't have a proper figure 8. So what you need to do is you need to lift up or down on these 2 outer portions. And you're going to move away from either my working end or my running end. Whatever it's touching, move away. So this one on my running end is touching the top, so I move it up. This one on the bottom is touching, so I move it down. Now when I pull it tight, it makes that perfect figure 8 pattern. From here, don't just keep on yanking. You want to start pulling on individual rope portions. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just a little bit at each time. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can get a little stronger every time. We'll set it in. Now when you look at this, it's just perfect. You see parallel rope portions. When I flip this over, it's going to be the exact same but inverted. Look at that, perfect. From here, you know I like safety, so I'm going to tie my overhand safety. The figure 8 as is a self-tightening knot. So as you put more weight on this knot is going to tighten. But like always, I like that overhand safety. So once this knot is complete, you start using it, whether it's weight or a climber. If it's extreme weight and it's really pulling, or your climber takes a bunch of nasty falls, this knot is really gonna set in. And if you're using extreme weights, one, make sure your rope can handle it. Two, this is gonna be extremely hard to get out. So you might wanna choose a different knot. When you're untying this, if it was a climber and it took a bunch of falls, the overhand safety is always pretty quick to come off. But this isn't always quick to loosen up. Sometimes you can just rub it in your hand. Sometimes you can bend it back and forth. Push on your outer portions. If you get a little bit, it's just gonna loosen up. And keep bending it, keep loosening it. And then you're able to push some of the rope portions through and untie this knot. Next, we'll be going over how to tie into a climbing harness. All right, everybody, on me currently is the Arc'teryx sequence harness. These top and bottom are the two tie-in points for this harness. Prior to tying it into your harness, make sure that you review the recommended tie-in points for your harness before jumping in. What I want to do is take my working end, go trace down my spine through the top, through the bottom, pull it tight. Make sure that you got both portions. Some people accidentally tie in a leg loop or miss a loop, so you're going to want to make sure that you're good and set in there. And I'm just going to tie it the exact same way that I told you to tie it before. So right here it goes in, pull that nice and tight, get the appropriate loop length around the edge, goes underneath here, pull it nice and tight, goes underneath here, and then it comes over and through the loops here. Now remember, I want to flatten it out nice and good. It's good there. Flip it here. And we have a nice flat, nice knot. Remember, I want to pop these two end ones away from the rope portion, whether it's the working end or the running end, whatever it's touching. So this is touching the top, I move it up. This is touching the bottom, I move it down. And I simply pull it tight. Now I want to pull on the individual rope portion, setting it in. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, parallel rope portions. Same on the other side, but inverted. Looks perfect. And you know me, tie my overhand safety. Pull it nice and tight. Got my fist length. Notice that my loop isn't excessively long. This will remove the chance of your loop going around, clipping into a draw, some of your equipment, what you might have on your climbing harness. So make sure it's a reasonable loop length. All right, thank you all for joining me. Hopefully you subscribe, turn on those notifications so you don't miss the next video. Take care.